All right, so we are back with a front flipper or a top flipper, whatever you want to call it. I call it not my jam. How about that? Not my jam opener. Okay, that sounds dumb. Anyway, this is a Miguron Erky, Ekry. And this came to us, me, and the rest of the YouTube world from Peter over at A Therapeutic Edge is his channel name. And I'm guessing most of you have heard of him. He has more subscribers than me. I can't catch up. He surpassed 10,000 a little while ago, and I'm struggling to keep up. I was in front of him for a while, way back in that 6,000 subscriber range. And then he just took off. So if you're not following him, you should be. He has a way cooler radio voice than I do. And he's really a genuinely great human being. He's probably way nicer than I am, just as a general thing. I'm kind of a jerk sometimes. Just ask any of my exes. They'll tell you. But okay, let's not go there. If you want therapy stuff, go watch Peter, Therapeutic Edge. And yeah. So Miguron, they are a growing, huge manufacturer in China. So if China knives are not your thing and you hate them and you hate me because I'm showing a China-made knife, you can click off and go to watch something else. Watch one of my other videos that's an American-made knife, or maybe a South African-made knife, or a Canadian-made knife. You know, I'm an equal opportunity knife lover. So, yeah, see, you can... Jesus, I can't even close the thing. Let me zoom out so you get that full effect. So this thing, the action is so good, as I went to go and close it, I kept, like, my finger would hit the top flipper thing and it would open back up again. Yeah. The action on this thing is great. It is a little small for me. However, I say that, this one feels really good in my hand. It doesn't feel like it's too small. So, and I've said this before, don't judge the book by the cover. And what I mean by that is, don't judge the knife by just the dimensions, right? Because what we have here is we have a 3.3 inch blade, which typically at those numbers, I'd be like, that's small. I need 3.5 or bigger. But this feels good in my hand. And this I could see carrying to like a nice dinner out, like something like that, where you don't want something big and bulky in your suit or your slacks. This would work really well. It comes in at 2.7 ounces. Now it is a front flipper, and you do have this, little tang sticking out. But it doesn't really ride up into your pocket or your leg, your thigh or anything. Like, it's comfortable in the pocket. So you got 4 1/8 closed, maybe 4 1/4 if you measure from the tip here, because that does protrude out just the tip past the scale. 7.5 inches overall, 3.3 inch blade, 3.13 inch cutting edge. It is a very nice hollow grind of CPM 20 CV. Okay. 0.015 behind the edge. Yeah, this is a cool knife. Now, these are still available. It has, let's see if I go to 5, because it's a new phone, so it zooms all the way to 5 instead of 3. I kind of wish it did 3, but 5's a little close. Whoa, in your face. It does have micromilling along the scales, which is super cool. Gives you just enough grip and texture, but doesn't shred your pocket. The pocket clip works great. Titanium scales. This is a titanium frame lock, okay? Nothing super fancy. little blue anodized pivot collar. And there is even, let's see if we can see, some lightening pockets milled out on the inside. Let me grab a light here. So yeah, some big pockets there to really keep this weight down. And it's really lightweight at 2.7 ounces. So that is less than your 1 inch or 1 ounce per inch that, is kind of like that sweet spot of the knife. So if it's a 3.3 inch blade, it would equate to 3.3 ounces, right? That's the kind of a rule. I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I have things that are much heavier and I don't care. Okay. So here's a Spyderco Delica, which is again, a small knife for me. And I say that it's too small for me because of the numbers, but it is slightly smaller than the Miguron. I don't know. I try to say I'm not a small knife guy, but there are some knives that are small that I like. Now this is still available. I think I started to mention that. It's about $205. Okay. This one here is from Kubi, the Carve, the KB237 is about $45. And they can both be found on Amazon, actually. I'll put an Amazon link down below if anybody's curious. Sure, whatever. It works great. I'm not really a front flipper fan. You can, if you try, reverse flick it, Spidey flick it, middle finger flick it, whatever you want to call it. It works. It's barely enough to get your finger in there, and you got to kind of manipulate your hand a little bit awkwardly. So I don't know that that's really going to work for a lot of people. Plus, I think that's kind of a silly, stupid way to open a knife. Followed by the top flipper as a silly way to open a knife as well. But that's just my personal opinion. And a lot of what you're going to hear on this channel is mostly my personal opinion. And some specs thrown in and, some comparison stuff and whatnot. So, but I do like this knife. If it was a thumb stud, I would really like it. I wonder. Oh, I did not try that before. And that actually works fairly well. Better than the reverse flick. You don't have to manipulate your thumb as much to get it in there. You're not going to get it every time, as I just misfired. But I don't know. It's a kind of a cool fidgety knife, even with the top front flipper. Yeah, I don't know. For $200, that's a topic for a different video. Okay, this is a $200 China-made knife. This is a $325, $350 custom knife. I don't know. They're different. I'm not saying one is better or worse than the other. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't get hung up on price that much. I just buy what I like and I carry what I like, and that's just me. So I don't know. That's a whole different video. At some point I'll talk about pricing again, but let me know what you think. And if you're not subscribed to Peter, please go subscribe. Go check him out. Make a comment on one of his videos and tell him I sent you. It would make me feel really good. Thanks, guys.